explain the difference between burnout, overwhelm, and stress. Overwhelm, actually, it usually starts with stress. Stress is that there's a lot going on, usually a situation, something that is a little bit more physical or emotional. It's hard to handle physically or emotionally. And sometimes we have stressful moments in life where it just so happens, I don't know, that you had, let's say when you were in school, you had a paper due, or at work, you have a project to do, or as an entrepreneur, you're launching your book on a certain day. There comes that time where you're just a little stressed because it's a lot more work than what you're used to. Now, what I'm going to be talking about today is actually how you make stress, burnout, and overwhelm a lifestyle. But that's what stress is. And then you have overwhelm. And overwhelm is when there's just so much to do. You don't know where to start. It's really important for us multi-passionate women to talk about this, to not really brush it under the rug, to not put our super cape on and be like, hey, we here, we got this, I'm clocking dollars and doing all this, when you're really not even enjoying it. I want you to enjoy it. And so what overwhelm will do is signs that you may be overwhelmed. I have notes here. Signs that you may be overwhelmed is that you're sick and tired, like you're really sick and tired. There's a lot of confusion in the things that you are doing. You have a negative outlook on life, or a negative outlook on situations, or even a negative outlook on your business or your career where you are. You may be procrastinating. Procrastination is a sign of major overwhelm. It's just like there's just so much stuff to do and you don't know where to start. And then what happens is when you get overwhelmed and you do not address it, when you're overwhelmed and you're not addressing it, what happens is you get burned out. You have a physical response to the overwhelm and you get burned out. And there are times, let me see who's giving me a shout out. I got more shout outs. Hey, Cindy. Cindy's giving me a hey, boo, hey. You get burned out. And when you get burned out, life doesn't feel good. Life doesn't feel good. And burnout is not cute. Burnout's not cute because what happens is you end up sacrificing things that you have no business sacrificing. You end up accepting the unacceptable. You might make rash decisions or not make decisions at all because you're paralyzed when you're burned out. And that's one of the major reasons why I focus on self-care as a foundational tool to all of the other things that I'm teaching and coaching on. That everyone who comes into the Love CEO program has gone through the self-care workshop. And it's in the self-care workshop, like on repeat for them. So it's really important that you recognize the signs and you do something about it. So let's talk about how do we do something about it? How do we stop when we're feeling overwhelmed? How do we just stop it so it doesn't lead to burnout? Number one, delegate. Delegate, delegate, delegate. There's no way around that. You got to delegate it, honey. It's really, really, really important that no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what level of career you are, no matter what your finances look like, that you look at the things in your life that you can delegate. I know a lot of entrepreneurs are watching me, and a lot of women who own businesses are in the tribe. And one of the things that in order to scale your business, you are going to have to learn how to delegate. I used to own a company where I staffed part-time personal assistants, and I had a business partner, and we were like, what can our tagline be? What can our logo be? And it's delegate your way to success. It was delegate your way to success. It was temporary personal assistance was the name of the company, and delegate your way to success, because when you delegate, then you're able to do the things that you love. When you delegate, you're able to, start leaning into that adventure that you wanted to take, or that new business you wanted to do. But when you don't have the mindset to delegate, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. Here's the perfect example. For years, I'm coaching. I have the idea that I'm going to launch a red lipstick. I have the idea of, my guided journals, and they were just inching along because I wasn't delegating. Now, I could have, drove myself crazy and burned myself out, but I chose not to. So then what that meant was I just wasn't hitting those particular goals. Like I was doing all the other things, but I wasn't hitting those particular goals because I was not delegating. Like, you cannot innovate if you don't delegate. Hey, that might be a tweet. You cannot innovate if you don't delegate. There's just no way, because you don't have the mind, the capacity to innovate. Your brain is constantly on the doing. I read an article this week, and it was focusing on, what's the difference between 7-figure business owners. And one of the things was that they spend time thinking instead of doing. They are the thinkers. If you are going to be a CEO of your business, you are the thinker. You're the person who comes up with the idea, and then you're delegating to other people. Now, we all have to grow into that. Sometimes we go, okay, well, I can't delegate everything. But you can find an intern, you can find someone who wants to know about your business, and you can delegate. And you're evil to yourself and others. Yes, Cindy, when you're burned out, you are evil to yourself and others. You will bite people's head off. Delegate your way to success. Nice. Cannot innovate if you don't delegate. Yes, honey, you cannot innovate if you don't delegate. Your brain won't have the capacity to do it. You'll be constantly in the doing. You'll be in the doing. You can't be thinking if you're doing. You'll be just doing. Okay, so delegation is number 1. Number 2 is scheduled self-care. Scheduled self-care. I know I'm throwing self-care around. I have a workshop that I do, but scheduled self-care, what does that look like? Let me break it down for you. Blocking off time on your calendar. Block off time on your calendar where you are going to be thinking. Now, I don't generally take meetings on Mondays and Fridays. Occasionally, one might slip in there, and I have one standing 30-minute meeting on Fridays. I do not take meetings on Mondays and Fridays now, because I am growing my business. I am innovating now. I am working on building a full-time team. I have a part-time team. And in order for me, the big visions that I have for myself and the business and the empire that I'm building and the 7-figure empire that I'm building, it's going to require downtime for my brain. My brain needs downtime. I even caught myself this week feeling a little bit like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? And started doing the doing. And I was like, okay, stop it. And I have to reboot. Because it has literally, for me, been maybe a solid 6 months that I've been like on it with the delegation. But we get into old bad habits of what we've been, what we've done. If we've done something our entire lives, we're probably very comfortable doing that. And it's probably very easy for us to do it. So how do we avoid that burnout? Is sometimes you're going to have to take a step back to take 5 steps forward. And if that means pushing pause for a moment to evaluate, like just get a bird's eye view of the things that you're doing and the things that you want to do, and evaluate, where do I want to be? How is this affecting me? Are there certain technologies that drive me crazy? How much do I need to save to be able to pay someone to do that? Can I find an intern to pay someone to do that? Can I find an intern who does it for credit? There are options and there are ways around this burnout world. But I'm going to tell you what, for some of y'all, don't kick me off my soapbox, but for some of y'all, burnout feels good. Overwhelm feels good. The reason overwhelm feels good is because then you don't have to think. Thinking gets you into a place of really having to evaluate the real stuff, the mindset stuff. So let's ask yourself that question. Are you in this perpetual state of overwhelm as avoidance? Just asking. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay, someone says, me too. I don't take meetings on Monday and Friday. That's so awesome. I know I'm a goofball. I certainly need to delegate more. I think that might be Melanie. I'm guessing now. Whoever it is, sign up on StreamYard so I can see your name. I need to see your name. But yeah, it's so important that we decide what we want our lives to look like and then build around that. So here's the best example. If I'm talking to some people, sometimes I'll talk to women and talk about being in a relationship and they're like, yeah, but I don't want to deal with all that drama. Or, yeah, but I don't want to deal with the riffraff. Oh, yeah, but it's crazy out there. And I'm thinking, if it's something you want, let's focus on how you want it, not how you don't want it. If it's a business that you want to do, yeah, but I don't have time. Or an idea that would definitely innovate your business. And you're like, oh, I can't do that. I don't have time to do that. I don't have the extra money to really put into that. The objective here is to identify that thing that you want, that you desire, and to design the life you want. Not how it would look for me, not how it would look for the other individuals on this live, but how you want it to look for yourself. And build it. If you build it, they will come. That's from a movie. I didn't make that up myself. If you build it, they will come. So get real with yourself. Is burnout and overwhelm a habit? Is it something that you've taken on like a security blanket? It's giving you an opportunity to not have to deal with certain things in your life, not have to deal with mindset, not have to deal with other people, not have to deal with showing up in all of your glory. I speak from experience. I hid behind the burnout and overwhelm. And when you hide behind the burnout and overwhelm, there's just some things you just can't do. You won't be able to do. Okay? So someone says, per the suggestion of Shonda Sumter, I started to take off the last week of the month. Yes, I love that. I don't take appointments and plan to build up to a pure week of time off. Now I can work on the business versus in, on, and everywhere. Yeah. So that's really important. One of the things that I've done, and I would love to start implementing it again, is the, what's the name of the gentleman? I can't remember. The 90-day year. And with the 90-day year, it's like an entire week off after your 90 days. I think that is amazing. Taking an entire week off each month. That is beautiful. I like Shonda Sumter. Who is talking to me? I love to hear that. Said, yeah, it's Melanie. How do I sign up for StreamYard? There's a link in the description, Melanie, and it should say, like, if you want me to see your name, you can go ahead and just click on it. And I think you only have to do it one time. I don't think you have to do it every single time. So let's just get clear. The things that you want to be aware of when we're talking about not burning ourselves out is being aware of the signs of overwhelm so that you can stop it dead in its tracks. Like it's the, beating people up verbally or emotionally. You're sick and tired. You have confusion about what you're supposed to be doing, procrastination, feeling like a failure, negative outlook on life. Isolation is another thing. You're pessimist or perfectionist. You're being a pessimist or perfectionist. You don't know where to start. Spinning your wheels, the hamster wheel. That's the overwhelm before the burnout. Okay. So be aware of those. And then when you let's say you're already in the burnout, I'm telling you how to avoid it, but let's just say you're already in it. I'm going to encourage you to just stop dead in your tracks and push pause. Stop dead in your tracks and push pause. That's going to give you a chance to breathe. And when you breathe, you get oxygen to your brain. And when you get oxygen to your brain, things start to happen. You're able to think. Don't be afraid to think. Don't be afraid to clear your mind. Okay? So I want you to stop. Push reboot. Take some time off. Take some time off from everything and everyone. If people are like, I need this, your kids ain't going to go crazy if you tell them I can't do this for you for 48 hours. That's not going to change the trajectory of their lives. It will in a good way because it's going to change the trajectory of your life. Okay. I'm going to close this up. Let me just make sure I covered all. I have my notes here. I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything. So you want to delegate. You want to schedule that time off, that self-care time off. And yeah, you want to push that pause. Melanie, your name showed up. Hey. Does anyone have any questions for me? Yeah, the 90-day year, that book is amazing. It's amazing. So Let me know if you have any questions and we can go into that, or any other topics that you want me to cover. And then don't forget, self-care workshops coming up. We're adding some additions to our self-care workshop guide. I have the dopest self-care ebook for you guys when you register. So you can text me at 310-421-0775, and I will send that link for you to register. And when you register, you can download the self-care ebook, the new ebook that I have. Thank you, Melanie. I love you. I love your support. And share this, because there are a lot of women out there losing their shit. Excuse my expression. They losing it because they have big goals and dreams, but they find that life is just dealing them some cards where they haven't really been able to focus on themselves, and they're putting everything into everyone else while they're still trying to build their goals and their dreams and figuring out what it is that they maybe want to pivot in their life. Share this, because when you can take a moment to just breathe, sometimes life sends you down another road. It might send you down another road, and that road is going to be the journey that you're really supposed to be on. Okay. So I feel like if someone hears this message, they may be sitting at home right now, just on that overwhelm train, on that burnout train. And something that I said today may help them get off those tracks. Okay. Get off the burnout train tracks. Get off the burnout train tracks. Okay. So I'm going to drop that here. I love you all. Make sure you sign up for the self-care workshop. It's on April 19th. It's on April 9th. Oh, Lord, I'm getting all these notifications. What's happening? What's happening? I didn't turn on the do not disturb. April 19th is the workshop. I created this, and this is one of the reasons I do the free workshop, is because I feel like it's the gateway drug to your life and your dreams. Self-care really is. And I unpack self-care. I take it into the perspective of women who are very ambitious, doing life already a certain way. And what I'm doing is just taking it and putting it in a nice little package for you to be able to infuse it into your already dope world. Okay. So I know that there are a lot of women who this workshop can change their lives. I love y'all. I will talk to you soon. And